I'm going to 100% Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door by defeating the X-Nauts, beating the pit of 100 trials, obtaining every badge, tattle, recipe, all the star pieces, shines, and more. Once upon a time, near the Mushroom Kingdom, a town was struck by a cataclysmic storm, which burned the city to the ground in a single night, along with a treasure buried deep beneath that would be freed by true love's kiss.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Well, time to play as Mario. Luigi? Oh, he's just getting the mail. He reads to Mario a letter from Peach kindly asking for help. Hey, it even comes with a free legendary treasure map. Off we go to Rogueport where Bob-omb and Toads live together. I decide to talk to a friendly face.
What do you want, pal? Why do you want this chick anyway, pal? Owe you money?
What kind of place is this? Rude Toads? While I am standing confused, some Goomba cosplaying as Captain Toad is picked on by some ruffians in goggles. So of course, good guy Mario steps up to fight the angry menace, bringing us to our first battle where I use time jumps for extra damage, guard against attacks by defending at the right time, and charge up our hammer for extra pain. Totally overwhelming Lord Crump. But he's a sore loser who calls in hundreds of reinforcements. The Goomba somehow makes it free from the huddle, and somehow Mario did too. How?
How did we, Kronk?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Quickly, we get out of there and are properly introduced to Goombella. As we talk, I notice we're definitely on the wrong side of Rainbow Road. Mario shows Goombella the ancient map before we rudely get interrupted by Toadsworth, who lets us know Princess Peach is missing? Oh, don't be shocked, Mario. This happens in most of your games. With the exposition out of the way, Goombella joins our party to take me to her mentor, Professor Frankly, a Goomba who stole Egad's glasses. He informs us we need the crystal stars, followed by bringing all 7 of them to the Thousand Year Door. He said it! He said the title! He leads us there through the sewers, where we run into a local Goomba gang. I demand Goombella to kill her own kind.
Switching sides.
Use Mario's hammer to take care of the pinhead safely, and jump the Paragoomba because he's out of hammer range. With them out of the way, we go deeper to hop on a P-block that peels off the wallpaper, revealing stairs. Then drop down to find a mysterious key, which I use to open a black chest, who, as it turns out, is extremely evil. And now he's casting a terrible curse on me. Oh no, I'm going to turn into a paper airplane in specific areas. Man, this is terrible. It's unfair. Wait. This is awesome! Now I can get free flights whenever I need to travel? Thank you, evil chest. With that short flight sorted, we now witness the Thousand Year Door.
What do they got in there, King Kong?
I hold up the map, which not only adds a splash of color, but also pops up the first location for a crystal star in a palace next to Petal Meadows. It also taught me Sweet Treat, a special move that provides healing mid-battle while using up star power. As a reward for keeping him alive, the professor gives us the Power Smash badge, empowering my mallet with a special attack option. Guess I'll go back to the sewers for an aerial search. We find our way blocked by something soggy and majorly gross. So I bopped it. Oh no, I've made it angry.
Who just up and whacked someone's tootsie like that?
You know what? I'll give your tentacles seconds. And have Goombella bonk your other appendage.
You're thinking I taste good, aren't you?
Awkward question, but you're darn blooping. Taking out this tasty treat's second tentacle causes his head to drop to the ground. Have a taste of my hammer and choke on it. Upon the giant blooper's defeat, platforms arise, giving us a straight shot to the warp pipe on the other side, bringing us to Terraceland, where you can win free gift cards and phones for pre-registering. Terraceland is an upcoming classic MMORPG where you'll choose from 9 classes and 18 specializations to create your unique build, each with a rich and flexible talent tree system. As for me, I'm going in as a mage to discover everything this fantasy art-designed world has to offer, with its various adventure gameplay, including raids and dungeons where you'll cooperate with a team to overcome epic bosses, 10 vs 10 PvP arenas, puzzles, mini-games, and more. It even has cross-platform data sharing on PC and mobile. But at the end of it all is the final boss called called the Blight Dragon. I'm guessing someone is behind its sudden appearance. Nonetheless, it's gonna take a competent squad to slay it. I'm gonna master my evasive maneuvers to dodge what's coming and assemble a diverse set of teammates to hopefully have a chance against it. So click my link in the description to pre-register for Terraceland that will launch globally on June 21st and raffle for rewards. Thank you Terraceland for sponsoring this video. On to the scenic Petal Meadows where we oogle in amazement of a real freaking dragon. Snapping out of it, I find the close call badge and then I start smacking bushes with my hammer, uncovering another pipe, jump on a background P-switch to watch a flipbook bring a bridge into reality.
Look at that.
Then we enter Petalburg City. No, not the one in Pokemon. We are greeted by plants, this Koopa who is definitely a Peach admirer. Should he be on a list? A Fire Emblem fan. Hopefully he's into the normal waifus and not the lollies. I also talk with a depressed Babam named General White and discover the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Oh, and I can get these citizens hammered as well. While exploring, I come across the most attractive Koopa I've ever seen. Smash, smash. Cooling off, I talk with the old Koopa, a man who can't get Mario's name right, who lets us know there's a way to the castle somewhere in the meadows. But first, we'll need the Sun and Moonstones from the east. I'll go there right away after I fit through this gap.
Let me in. Let me in.
Come on, Nintendo. I'm paper thin. As I'm on my way out of the village, I'm approached by a shy Koopa who immediately runs away.
That was weird.
Oh well, on my way eastward, I'm stopped by a red Koopa in chains, and even the audience is getting dangerous. I kick out the shy guy, and since I'm on a stage, my hammer work drops the backdrops onto the enemies for extra damage, then pull off a super guard to reverse damage onto my opponent, but it's harder to pull off. After surviving that surprise attack, I make my way into Schwank Fortress. Hammer time, pillars! Facing the bald clefts that were jump-proof and hammer-proof, I had to rely on super guards to beat my foes. Winning opens up the gates, letting us through to another intimidating room. One small hammer later, and we face another group that is hammer and jump-proof. So for the first time, I use Goombella's Tattle ability, which basically tells me they're invulnerable to my attacks. Thus, I am forced to use a POW block to finish the fight. I enter the next room and find a relaxing Thwomp who wants to play a game with me. A game show, that is, where he asks us, what's hidden in Schwank Fortress? The Sun and Moonstones, of course. What is the name of the mayor of Petalburg? Easy, it's Kroop. Where's the Crystal Star? We all know it's at Hooktail Castle. How can you get from Rogueport to Petal Meadows? While I wish I was racing in a cart, it's through a pipe. So the Thwomp asks which characters are in Petalburg, and we all know it's run by Koopa Troopas. And we've done it! We've won!
I guess I'll have to let you through. Ugh, stupid rules.
I go to the Schwank basement and immediately find a multi-bounce badge and run into my rider's worst nightmare, fuzzies. I get to test the multi-bounce damaging multiple fuzzies, and they have the horror of a Zubat's leech life, but I found I can fend them off by spamming the guard button right as they land on me. Don't touch my health. Anyways, we gather up the Moonstone and the Sunstone, causing us to... What? Mario and Goombella are evolving? Just kidding, guys. But I do run into a shiny fuzzy on the way out. This little guy doesn't suck away our health, but my gosh, does he have a lot of health. He then complains he started this fight and...
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
I then lose the bingo roulette, which scares away the audience and steals my HP. Now that he's covered in a horde of fuzzies, our attack timing is crucial, and they swarm us on attacks that we can guard. But I almost lose Goombella in the melee. Hit my next two attacks, and Goombella swims through the gang to finish this close match. Quick, let's get out of here while they're scared. Once we're back in the fresh air, I receive an email. They have email in Mario's world? Great. Professor Frankly is sending unsolicited selfies. No matter, off to the castle. Oh, it's that shy Koopa, who begs us to take him along to fight Hooktail because she killed his father. I mean, Koops looks like a weakling, but that shell could come in handy. Yeah, you can come along. And look who's come to say goodbye. I didn't think a nerd like Koops could pull a baddie like that.
I'm her husband.
Yeah, he really is.
No.
His girlfriend begs him not to go, but he ignores her, causing the hot one to explode in rage. Guess Koops deserves it for not standing by his lady. I get to use Koops as a shell boomerang to earn another badge. Then we slot in the stones to open the way to the epic Hooktail castle. Hooktail is the dragon, by the way. I make my way inside and find the guards are already dead. I find some living Koopas to test Koops' power shell move, which damages the whole field. And finish them off with the Mario Kart special, I shell toss. Also won a round of bingo, which healed the party. While out of combat, I come across the Power Bounce badge and make the grisly discovery of Koops' dead dad. He left behind a letter where he revealed Hooktail's weakness is frogs. Where's Mallow when I need him? My last words go to my son, Colorado. Colorado? Koops, you had me emotional over the wrong bones. All these bones look the same anyways, except for those threatening pink ones in front of this door, who calls forth an army of the dead.
We've got problems.
I turn to the one thing that always works. It's clobbering time! Eat my power bounce, rapscallion!
That had no effect!
Thankfully, Koopa's shell is super effective at clearing out the other dry bones. However, Pinky spends their turns rebuilding his army. I use Sweet Treat to rebuild my flower points, to keep up Koops' shell-shockingly effective attacks, and then finish him using the regular shell throw. The army of the undead clears out immediately, giving me plenty of space to steal a shine sprite. I come across puzzling problems, requiring Koops to break the laws of gravity, while I get a comfortable ride on a purple elevator. I then repeat the feat on the yellow switch for some platforming. Use Koops once more on a switch to flip the stairs around through paper magic, and at last get my hands on a red key. Onwards to adventure, and into a room that clearly isn't a trap, where I find a very familiar evil chest key, spring what is obviously not the oldest trap in the book with a spiked ceiling, then make it out without breaking a sweat. Okay, curse me, evil chest! I'm so ready for my power-up, I mean hex!
No problemo.
Ah, it makes me like a piece of paper, but aren't I already a piece of paper? Oh, it allows me to turn and squeeze between bars, granting me the frog sound effects badge. I can even backtrack into parts of the dungeon I couldn't before to swipe a green key, opening up the higher floors for investigation. I jump out a window for some air, then keep going up higher than inflation. On my way to the top, I run into Miss Mouse, who runs up to give Mario a kiss. Mario rizzing up all the ladies, and she calls him a cutie before leaving. Psyched up, I unleash my inner loot goblin.
I'm gonna steal everything that's not nailed down!
Let out my inner adrenaline junkie by climbing around on the dangerous rafters and get the last key in the castle. Now to just unlock this last door so we can look at this scenic pay-per-view. Mario gets in his steps, climbing up this mundane tower and finally makes it to the top. Into the dragon's lair. Dang it, not that arcade classic. From the shadows emerges Hooktail the dragon, the Koopa Dad Killer. Just like that, we have a boss too big for the stage. But Hooktail doesn't realize we have her one weakness. That's right, we have the frog-sounding kicks. Blech, that awful sound. Hooktail goes into full PTSD from the time she got food poisoning eating a frog. She resists the urge to throw up and breathes fire instead. I respond with a power bounce that only nets 3 hits. I can do better than that. Hooktail retaliates with a powerful dragon claw, squashing poor Goombella. I get lucky with another bingo roll and max out her health before getting a full 7-hit power bounce, which scares the dragon enough to offer us 10,000 coins to spare her. Heck yeah! I'll forgive you for $10,000. This is the start of a beautiful friendship.
We've been duped!
Duped!
Bamboozled!
We've been speckledorfed!
Hooktail retreats only to burst back in and eat the freaking crowd! Wait, you won't eat frogs, but you'll eat toads? After almost having Mario's head bit off, I launch into a sweet treat for recovery. Then as I restart my assault, I notice each attack frees toads. They are alive! Hoping to save the others, I strike the final decisive blow. Then Hooktail throws up a familiar shell. That's right, Nintendo pulls an MCU and Koops' dad survives. survived. He rewards us with the first crystal star. That's convenient. 1 down, 6 to go.
Meanwhile,
Peach is shown to be captured by the X-Nuts, or as I like to call them, the X-Men, and is held in their secret hideout led by Sir Grodus. I get to play as Peach, who is used to this kidnapping business, so of course she decides to take a shower.
I can look at myself naked.
Peach could try to escape, but instead keeps exploring and meets an old NASA computer named Tech that has been spying on her, and Peach thinks it might be in love with her?
What is love?
In exchange for teaching it about love, Tech allows Peach to send Mario an email to let him know she's safe. Then out of nowhere, I get to play as Bowser. Roast my minions, and listen to exposition by Cammy. Wait, someone else kidnapped Peaches? That's supposed to be my special thing. That's it. Grab my clown car. I'm gonna rescue her to kidnap her. Aw man, am I gonna have to fix that? Now Mario starts buzzing and gets Peach's email on his special edition Game Boy SP. Inspired for the grind ahead, I stock up on badges, use the shines to level up my partners with Merlin, and revisit the Thousand Year Door to give my map more color. Over the next area, Boggly Woods. On my way, I find a Pikmin in the sewers, so I chase it down and corner it.
Just don't eat me.
Punio explains he's a puny, and the X-Men have invaded the Puny's great tree. Then he leads us into the pipe to his home, the white leaf-filled Boggly Woods. Suddenly, I run into 3 shadows named Vivian with a lost necklace, Marilyn in the middle, and the cranky Beldam. They're looking for Mario. However, they lost his wanted sketch and let me on through. My quest takes me past pale piranha plants, happy little clouds, and to a big tree. The Great the Great Tree. Unfortunately for us, someone decided to put in new doors and take over with squatters' rights. Luckily, Punio knows someone in the woods who can help, but she won't come out without her favorite necklace, which means going back to the witchy shadows, who now have my sketch. Yada yada yada, a fight ensues where I use my new Quake Hammer badge to damage all the shadows, who counter with a punch, a big round of applause, and a blast of magic. Then on the next round, they cast Cone of Cold from D&D, and use a Mario Kart lightning bolt to shrink down Mario. Krups' power shell cuts down the intelligence-build witches, but in my shrunken state, Mario does no damage. Thank goodness we have Koops to finish the job. The shadows creep off so quickly they drop the necklace, which we return to the owner and prepare to see her beauty.
Oh my goodness!
Mario's jaws dropped this whole time. Keep your eyes up, lad. This flurry woman demands to give us our just reward and forcefully kisses Mario. What is going on? It really blows that we have to take her with us, but Flurry gusts away the cover over the secret entrance. Punio then takes the secret entrance to unlock the human-sized gate. Once inside, we find the place empty of punies, but full of X-Men. Are you guys sure you want a piece of Flurry? Have the whole cake. Look at this guy. He thinks making himself big will save him? Ha! Just makes you a bigger target.
Stupid!
After beating the X-Men, the Punies come out of hiding, and they let us know everyone has been captured. Everyone?
Everyone!
Okay, chill. I'll just fight these new Yuck's enemies with energy shields, who refuse to be blown away by Flurry's special attacks. I climb up the tree, find the Elder locked up alongside all of Punio's extended friends and family, and then I run back into Miss Mauser while looking for the keys. Of course she steals a kiss from Mario. I can't stand her. Someone is jealous. Breaking out of the love hexagon we're in, I grab the key, free the Elder from his illegal imprisonment, and let him rally the other Punies to be our Pikmin. And deal with him for getting my easy name. At least she gives us a Puny Orb, which allows us to gather Punies to open up the new paths forward. We run into some Piders high in the tree, and then find a Jabby making off with a key. Apparently, Jabbies are a warring tribe with the Punies.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Okay, so this is my problem because I need an army to get past these pests. While gathering my forces, I find a secret door with Flurry and unlock the secret airplane landing strip to go downstairs. Look, I found a kind Jabby to join our crusade, and then get my modest army across a ravine with unconventional bubble tactics. Now it's time to battle an army of 10 Jabbies.
Banania!
After that skirmish, I explore the abandoned base, recover the lost blue key, and free the remaining punies. You know what that means. That's right, we annihilated them. I entered their hive to further progress our mission. Lord Crump thinks he has us trapped completely, but what he doesn't know is I know this paper hack to squeeze through bars. Now to save the punies, I set up a matching puzzle, which is easy but tedious, and I ace it on my first go, unlocking the way to the super boots to upgrade my Nikes, and grants me the infamous butt slam move. They also let me ground pound in battle, and power up my regular jump attacks. With this newfound technique, I pull a prison break for my puny friends, do some actual plumbing to drain the upstairs, giving my friends a lily pad path forward, and finally get the required 101 Pikmin to make the green crystal star appear, which immediately gets stolen by Lord Crump. Of course we have to chase him. Luckily it's a short chase, because Elder Puny blocks the angry hooligan in. Lord Crump calls in his ball, and faster than you can say Origami King, he unfolds Magnus Von Grapple. His robot might be intimidating, but is still weak to jumping. The mechanical terror lumbers forward to stomp out our rebellion, and charges up a rocket fist attack. But he never connects, because his fists can get taken out before he strikes. So the fight devolved into repeated power bounces on the mechanical core and taking out the rocket punches before they could mature, until I finally clinched the fight in a final jump. Lord Crump beats a hasty retreat, netting us the Emerald Star. Checking back on Peach, she's wondering if she'll ever get to dance at the ball again. So she confides in her good friend Tech, who hears all. And they make a Peach clone for a dance? As it turns out, the computer is pretty good at leading through the waltz, though Peach only gets to spin. Tech even had fun dancing. What is fun?
What is fun? Let me spell it for you. F is for friends who do stuff together.
F is for fire that burns down the whole town.
Now for something different. Bowser gets to play World 1-1, and hey, aren't the Goombas supposed to be your subjects? Anywho, Mario holds up the second star to the door, revealing a pop-up ad for the newest, coolest aerial attraction, Glitzville. Wait, how do I get all the way up there? I can't fly, but maybe if I can find information on Rogueport's mysterious mafia, I can get to Flying Vegas. First, I have to pay off a strange slug-looking Koopa for the code, then go to the Cat Boo shop to buy a dried shroom and Dizzy Dial, and have to state the code word yellow. This gives me access to the Dawn, who has a soft spot for me wanting to save some girl.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
So I do him a favor finding his eloping daughter at the docks and bring her in for front row seats on the Jerry Springer Show, earning me a blimp ride out of town. Glitzville, here we come! Welcome to the main strip, an area with bratty lackatoos, the epic return of the sisterhood, and a hot dog photo opportunity. But the real draw to the area is the Glitz Pit, arena-styled UFC combat.
It's over the top rope and outside the ring.
And the champion gets a crystal star-studded belt? Guess we have to battle to the top. So I walk into the owner, Mr. Grubba's office, and he will only let us join as the Great Gonzalez. Sign me up! We get led by Jolene the secretary into the minor league locker room. Gonzalez doesn't get long before he's led away and starts his tournament arc against the Goomba Bros. These fights have special conditions that Flurry finds most appealing, and I own the Goombas with a second star power Earth Tremor. Gonzalez doesn't have time to celebrate. There's an entire ladder to climb. By power bouncing his way through the KP Koopas, Quake hammering through the perilous Pokey Triplets, rattling the shells of the dead bones with another vicious Star Quake, making the Spike Storm pair flat by pounding the ground with my hammer, and fighting without FP against the handed overs.
I need a vacation.
A friendly Koopa tells us there's a stunning babe at the juice bar. I don't find a babe, but instead a runaway egg. What the? When I attempt to help, it just jumps on the roof. This egg doesn't want to be eaten, so I convince the owner to give it for me for a 5-finger discount and store it in the totally safe locker room. Gonzalez continues the climb using conventional tactics against the Mind Bogglers, uses his mystical star powers to beat the punk rocks, and draws explosive applause up against the Ba-Bomb Squad. But Gonzalez hits against a wall fighting the armored Harriers. No matter what he tries, he can't penetrate their rock-solid armor. Coach Kumbella suggests he run away because they can only damage each other. Thus, Gonzalez flees for the first time for the last time. After I return to strategize in the locker room, I see the egg has hatched and wants to repay us for saving him. Needing a new name, I call him
John Cena!
With his new tag-in partner, John Cena, gulping down the Harriers, Gonzalez sweeps through to the next rank, earning us an upgrade in accommodations and a glance at the belt, which, as it turns out, has a fake crystal star. Disappointed, Gonzalez opens up an email from a secret admirer, X, where they claim to know where the real star is. No time to think. I let John Cena continue his rampage against the tiny Spinies and use an item to defeat the poker faces. In between rounds, X tells us to go to the watering hole outside the pit, where the juice bartender gives us a super hammer left by X. Now I'm able to twist my paper form to use the super hammer to break big blocks. Behind one blocking the old locker room, I hover across with John Cena, uncovering some dubious documents that Jolene suspiciously confiscates. How did she know we had them? In Gonzalez's match against the Shell Shockers, these shady Koopas did more damage when they were actually flipped on their backs, so I showboated by super jumping them while they kicked back to stop the pain. Then Gonzalez faces the colorful Fuzz, jumping through their ranks before showing off his power bouncer finisher on the Magic Koopa Masters. Now in the red corner is Bowser? When the heck did he get here? Mario Gonzalez tries his signature attack on the newcomer, while Bowser brings the heat. I flatten him completely with Madden Flurry. Why was he here and how did we win so easily? The game never tells us. Back to the scheduled fights. We meet a crow that threatens to drag us into the netherworld. Just look at his damage. He wasn't kidding. Gonzalez lucks out on the lottery, fully healing up his party, and a final shell beats the Craw Daddy. Oh look, more fan mail from X. This time leading us to a key drop in the telephone booth, opening up the storage closet and right back into Miss Mouse's arms. Oh, Mario, you lucky dog. Dude, you have a wife. Flurry uses Gus to clear out the boxes so we can hammer the blocks, unveiling the switch, opening a hole into the vents, where I drop Eves on a conversation. Apparently, fighters are vanishing from the Glitz Pit. Oh no, but Gonzalez doesn't have time to worry. He faces down Blaze's fire, Hamma Jamma's throws, and Bama's boomerangs. Too bad they can't overcome his thunderous butt slams. Great Gonzalez then gets thrown in the Red Dog Ring with Chomp Country, but he calms the savage beasts. Now for the semi-final match against the Koopanator, a tough-looking armored gladiator, whose high endurance made him a stamina-draining slog, although he's no match for Gonzalez's power smash and Madame Flurry's kiss of death.
No. Wait.
Just one more battle to go. What's that, X?
A clue!
That's right, we have a clue to take down Gonzalez's posters for another key, opening up the upstairs storage room. I find the bodies of the missing fighters!
We are standing in a room with a dead guy!
Running from the skeletons in the closet, I almost missed Jolene standing ominously at the door. The mystery almost makes Gonzalez late for the title match versus the one and only Rock Hawk. This golden bird has high HP and flips the script using the patented Gonzalez spin jump against us. So it's up to Madame Flurry, who I place out front to tank our damage. Though to be fair, he's a normal fight. Until he calls out, "Time to rock!"
I'm a goofy goober!
Keeping things interesting, Rock climbs on the girders and shakes down multiple objects, but he goes down for the count. The great Gonzalez is the new heavyweight champion of the world! Which means I get an upgraded champion suite. Right when I'm about to relax, I hear some voices. Curious, I climb to explore the vents, and finally learn the truth, overhearing Grubba, that he made the other fighters disappear, and I'm next! Looks like he also stole their strength with some machine powered by the Crystal Star. I decide to confront him on the stage, not as the great Gonzalez, but as the heroic Mario. Then watch in awe as he rolls out his power-sucking machine, trademarked. Oh no, it's a Kaioken-empowered Grubba. Better start off strong by bouncing him around the stage. And he responds by powering up even more? Okay, being real here, Grubba spends 90% of the battle just powering up, like he's a freaking Dragon Dance-equipped Pokemon. And when he does attack, well, it's underwhelming. Thus, I chipped away at his high health with power hammers and with Flurry's extremely useful body slams. Grubba's power-ups only delayed the inevitable. Old reliable hammer blow! After the battle, Jolene reveals that she was X all along. She wanted revenge on Grubba for making her little brother, Prince Mush, vanish. Grubba even fesses up to killing him after stealing his strength. But this really is the MCU, as the machine brings her brother back to life.
Everybody lives!
Now Mario can claim the third crystal star. Bringing it back to the door, the map reveals a spooky set of woods in our destination, Twilight Town. While walking there, I intercept a message obviously meant for Koops. I'm framing this. And take a short flight on John Cena Air. However, the pipe to Twilight Town has other plans, rejecting us outright. Thankfully, I find someone from Twilight Town who tells us to write our name on our clothes to move forward. What clothes? And it actually works, letting us out in the depressing Twilight Town, full of villagers being turned into pigs. The mayor calmly explains to us,
"This place is cursed,"
and tells us the monster responsible resides at the creepy steeple. I take a moment to give a starving family whose dad is a pig a hot dog. That was weird. Anyhow, I run into more rejecting pipes, a gatekeeper that won't let us through without the mayor's permission, but when we come back to find the mayor, he's been pigified. Oh well, the gatekeeper has been transfigured as well. So I go through the gate onto Twilight Trail full of Hyper Goombas, Hyper Paragoombas, and their hyper spiky cousins. Our progress is halted by a downed tree, but Coop snags a key. Demonstrating his plumber strength, Mario pushes a boulder for our favorite type of key. I use both in the town shop and evil chest. Ah yes, such a bad curse to be able to roll into a tube and get under places. I then blow away some farmer's straw pile, give these crazy daisies the runaround, and realize how busted Flurry's blowing is, taking out entire tall trees. At long last, we make it to creepy steeple, and I roll out my own welcome mat to invite myself in. Running into a local boo in serious need of an orthodontist, I quickly push a statue to run away. Ooh, I spy treasure. Dang it all! I've made it worse for myself. You could say I'm haunted by my bad choice.
Boo! You stink!
Mario exits stage left to flip the switches that move the stairs between 3 separate doors. First, we get to ride John Cena to a steeple key, and another takes us to the door with the long drawn-out stairway to the top of the bell tower, where we meet the Beast, or a cheap-looking ghost who complains we're interrupting his me time, and admits he's turning the villagers into pigs. Color me shocked. I begin with my patented power bounce, rattling the ghost's skull, and it dives right in with a countering headbutt. Flurry uses body slam super effectively, and blah 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 until the trickster decides to cast his ultimate technique, creating a shadow clone of Mario, who only gets in one hammer blow before I heavily slam him and power pound him into submission. Heck yeah, that was easy.
A little too easy.
Hey, why is the camera staying in here after we leave? And why am I in control of the shadow? On my way to investigate back at town, my body pops out of the background and reveals that cheesy ghost stole my name and body. This dastardly character won't give it back unless I guess his name correctly.
Now, say my name.
I mean, you stole me, so is it Mario? He didn't like that answer, and in the battle, I can't even scratch him. I'm to retreat for now. Meanwhile, in town, Belden blames Vivian for losing a bomb and promises to punish her if she doesn't find it. By the time we come across Vivian, she is in a full breakdown. Feeling sorry for her, I root around in the bushes until I find the missing bomb and return it to her, broken. Vivian asks for my name, but the spell keeps me from telling her. In return for my kindness, she decides to help me find my real name, because she isn't happy living with her sisters anyway. She seals the deal with a kiss. Even Shadow Mario has serious game. Vivian helps us with her shadow powers, allowing us to eavesdrop on the birds, who won't stop chattering about fiber optic internet and renewable energy sources. Maybe these birds aren't real. We finally figure out the only person that knows the ghost's name is locked up beneath creepy steeple. Well, 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 we go underground. Push a prisoner's grate up a ramp, then let Vivian pull us to the Shadow Realm so we can get past it. I go into the cell and find a parrot inside. Pretty bird, pretty bird. Vivian hides us again, and the parrot complains the Dupless is a big meanie. That's his name. No wonder he doesn't want anyone to know it. Pretty bird, pretty bird. Here we go again with the dupe flying out of the sky. Except I know your real name, Dupless. What? What did you just say? It can't be. No, 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 no. So the coward turns tail and runs now that he can be hurt. Get back here. We give chase and catch him back at the tower. And not only is he going to use my friends against me, but Vivian realizes I'm the real Mario and runs away. Goombella, it's me. Oh, right, I can't say my name, but please stop this assault. I refuse to hurt my friends, Dupless. You've made this personal. Man, this 2 versus 1 battle was looking grim. All of a sudden, Vivian returns. She wants to help the only person who's ever been kind to her. Aww. Now, Vivian, with the power of friendship, use Fire Punch, and I'll Power Bounce.
Failure.
No, I'll finish this with my hammer. Upon his defeat, Dupless's disguise disintegrates, returning me to normal, allowing me to explain to the crew that Vivian is one of the good guys now. Another star down on the list. Back at the X-Men's lair, Tech reveals to Peach what is really behind the 1,000 Year Door. It's a demon. Elsewhere, Bowser is taking a relaxing dip for some reason. On our way to Rogueport, Mario hammer twirls enough boos off him that their gang fuse into the Atomic Boo, which allows me to try out the new star power, an in-battle minigame which increases our attack and defensive capabilities, finishing by simply jumping all over his ectoplasm. Vivian then helps us explore new areas in the Rogueport sewers, and we make our way back to the door, splashing watercolors over our next destination, Keelhaul Key Island. While looking for a seaworthy way forward, I notice a listing at the Trouble Board, aka a bounty board, looking for an elusive badge, fittingly posted by Miss Mouse. She sends us off to blow off a secret page covering a treasure at Hooktail's old castle, and it was all a test to see if we were worthy of her companionship and kisses. Her unique ability sniffs out hidden treasures. Entering the salty Splatoon, I search for a great captain to take us over the briny deep, but come across Flavio, a man who will leave us the crystal star if we give him all the booty. He even has a crew, though he's missing a navigator, and that one on the right looks awfully suspicious. Fortunately, the bartender knows an Admiral Bobbery who could navigate us there. On his advice, we roll down the Admiral's chimney. As it turns out, Bobby promised to never sail again.
Oh, I'm hanging up my captain's hat for good.
The bartender fills us in, stating the Admiral blames the sea for keeping him away from his late wife when she died, then gives us a letter from her to give Bobby. I deliver the tearful letter to the Admiral, where his departed missus tells him not to blame himself, which is enough to get him to guide us across the 7 seas. Yo-ho-hee, we're sailing through the night, mateys. Yar, but we run aground against blue flames that the crew believes are pirate ghosts. Davy Jones is not doing his job again. Shiver me timbers. Even more of them block me way. They start rocking the boat. Admiral, overboard! The suspicious one, come back! They're taking us out one by one until it's our time when they capsize the freaking boat. Thankfully, the sea washes us ashore on Keelhaul Key, where we've set up camp but are attacked constantly by ghosts. Thankfully, my super hammer abilities allow me to blast the front rank ghost into its comrades, making battles easy. Tired of waiting for the star, Mario sets out into the jungle, with Miss Mouse sweeping through the competition with her double slap bonanza. We dodge putrid piranha plants, find our mateys stranded on a rope bridge, and Admiral Bobbery sacrifices himself to save them.
Hey, you!
Who, me?
It's pretty obvious who I am, but no telling Mario.
Who do you think you are, breaking the fourth wall? Deadpool? Well, you are an X-Man. I double back to the bridge and there's no Admiral in sight. Instead, I find him up a tree and he dies?
That Tom's dead!
Wake up! There's no death in a children's RPG. Now quit moping around and join my overpowered crew. And Captain Flavio, we need your gem for an island puzzle. 2 statues have to have a specific combination of moves used on them. Incorrect solutions spawn ghosts. Admiral Bobbery is quite powerful unupgraded, as his explosion almost wipes out a ghost in one blast. Looking for hints, I noticed Flavio is singing about the stash statues. Following his verse, I ground pound the red one 3 times and then whack the blue one on the forehead 4 times, opening a secret hatch to send in Bobbery. Like a blast from the past, we enter Pirate's Grotto, spelunking our way down, deeper and down, until I've gone too deep and awakened the hotheads. Fortunately, I have obtained the Ice Power badge for Mario to jump on flaming enemies, which I pair with the Power Plus badge, inflicting 8 damage per jump attack against the flames. Anyways, Vivian helps us to avoid floor spike traps. I show off my hops hurling bullet bills and destroying their cannon spawns. We then platform across hidden barrels, fight through giant peak bombs that we never get to see blow up because they die so quick. Bobbery continues to help because we can throw him in like a grenade, and Koops repeats his timed boomerang help while we clamber up a chain lift. I unlock the ways, boom my way through collapsed debris, and dodge more bullet bills. Take this! After a lot of searching, we find a shipwreck and demand the evil chest inside to just curse us already. That curse lets us become a seaworthy paper boat, which means we can now get to the gate handle on one of the wreck. Using the gate handle gives us access further into the cave and gives me a gnarly opportunity to play surfing chicken with boisterous waves. While doing so, I discover a group of marooned toads. I take pity on them, activating switches in the background to build a barrel bridge. I set the poor innocent Mushroom Kingdom Knights free, and also discover the Dawn's daughter and son-in-law were with them. Apparently, the ghost Captain Cortez caught them trying to take his treasure. He certainly sounds threatening.
Starboard.
I find a totally normal ghost ship, ignore my better judgment to go inside, then hit the motherload of treasure. Oh, and the blue crystal star. Though Ghost Pirate Captain Cortez won't let us have anything without a fight. I jump right in, attacking his bony booty, while the captain pulls a General Grievous, only using 2 of his 4 weapons. While Shy Guy stagehands run on, I notice there's a peculiar bone pile I could target, give it a bombastic introduction to Bobbery, and
I'll smash it with a hammer!
Causing the spooky skeleton to fall apart, transforming him into a bony snake. I continued my explosive assault against the spare bones, exposing the Lich's core where he pulls from the Final Fantasy playbook, powering up his attacks. Thinking quickly, I used the quick change badge, allowing me to change partners without losing a turn, to tag in Vivian to veil us, granting us invincibility against the captain's bony counter. Cortez closes his core, but it does not stop me from smashing away at the skeletal throne, crumbling away the snake. Is it over?
No.
Cortez returns, using the Force to hold aloft his weapons. I thought I had it covered with Koops taking out the bottom 2, but quickly learned Mario can't jump on the blades. Then the captain reveals his trap card. Each of his weapons attack twice, and then he gets an additional bite attack. Mario can't even use hammer against the blades, and every 2 turns he picks back up his defeated swords. Yes, Sans, I know. I try to take them out with Bobbery's bomb squad. However, they have a 2-turn fuse countdown. I briskly choose to seed the field a second time while the first set destroys all the armaments. But Cortez devours the souls of the audience to heal?
More. Need more souls.
Then Bobbery blows himself up. I'm in serious trouble. I can't even use good star powers because I forgot to fill the gauge beforehand. In desperation, I appeal to the crowd to gain enough SP to use Art Power, a move where you draw circles around the enemies to damage the hordes, and something I should have saved up for earlier, because it destroys the swords and gets the captain back to half health. Out of Flower Power and Star Power, I cast lightning bolts with an item to keep up the AoE damage. Come on, Mario, just one last jump. We did it! Finally, we've beaten back the captain. Phew! Psych! Cortez is technically already dead, so we really can't kill him for the last time. Also, the fight was for nothing because Mario explains he just wanted the star, which Cortez was more than willing to give us. Whatever, I claim the Sapphire Star and am 1 step closer. Just as we're about to escape the island, it comes under fire by the X-Men, and the sussy imposter reveals himself as Lord Crump.
What? No!
Lord Crump, you and your crew might be alright pirates, but you lack one thing.
presentation!
We start an all-out naval battle, attempting to broadside each other. Cortez takes us in at full ramming speed, so our skirmish can truly begin. Witnessing the boarding action, the Toads and Spirits throw some X-Men overboard, while I jump into the fray against the traitorous Crump. He tries to block us with a literal wall of bodies, but I blast and bowl right through them. Now it's my turn to beef up with the Power Lift Star Power, making us invulnerable to the Lord's attacks. Even when he calls an entire X-Men army, I don't have to guard against the assault. The punks attempt to run us over by curling up into a massive ball, but still not a scratch. I take the time to boost up again, direct Bobbery to blast away another army, and snipe the captain to defeat the entire X-Men class. That's right, sail away, cowards! Meanwhile, Tech realizes Grotus is hiding something, and asks Peach to retrieve a disc. So Peach brews up an invisibility potion, which works fantastically similar to another. They made Peach get naked again? Was this really necessary? I slink past the Guardian X drones, use an old-fashioned floppy disk to save the data, and now fully clothed, wait for the data to be analyzed. Back in Twilight Town, Bowser sets off the old broken bomb left behind by us. Elsewhere, Mario reunites the 5th star with the door, revealing our next destination is in Poshley Heights, the very center of the richest of the rich. On my way, I use Bobbery like a bomb off of Zelda to open new paths, use my new boat powers to ford my way across the sewers, and run into Merlin looking for another secret in Hooktail Castle. Using Bobbery to breach the walls, I find a missing up arrow. Merlin uses it to reach his Ultra Stone from the ceiling. And in his words, "We are cooking now!" Because we can ascend our friends to greater heights. Now to get to Poshley, we need a train ticket. Hopefully the Dawn can hook us up again. Oh no, he's sick and asks for us to bring his daughter again?
Why?
I bring them back from the island and the Dawn retires, handing his empire to his son-in-law. I'm not here for the soap opera. Hand me my ticket. At last, we board the last train to Poshley Heights. Ah, yes, we'll be there in no time. 3 days to get to our destination? Lovely. And someone even left us a threatening note about some doom. Tired of traveling, I share a bed with Miss Mouse. Now, I will summarize the next 3 days, so pay attention. There may be a quiz at the end. It starts with Pennington, a detective trying to find a missing stew. And who swears I am Luigi? It was the fat toad all along who ate the stew. Really original. I get an autograph from the train engineer, which I hand to little Bub for his birthday. Find out the train is haunted by a toad ghost. Do they call that a toast? Who wants his diary, but don't read it or it's game over. Seriously, just return it. On day 2, we pull into Riverside Station, discover an actor Pennington imprisoned is actually Dupless, who somehow survived our encounter, and someone has raised up the drawbridge out of here. I do some tricky parkour across machines, solve a simple puzzle hammering switches a set amount of times, and am rewarded with the Ultra Boots, allowing Mario to jump and grip the pipes scattered up high. As it turns out, fuzzies have infested the drawbridge switch, so I blast and smash my way through their horde, acting as an exterminator until I can flip the switch, lowering the bridge to get out of here so I can take a midnight train going anywhere. Oh crap, the fuzzies have had enough being pushed around and are now taking over the whole train. I make my way to the top of the locomotive and try to shove them all off, but instead they combine into a larger body. This monstrosity then sprouts tentacles to wrap up the train and reveals it has stolen all of the passengers. I attack the rank thing, showing off Bobbery's new ultimate bombast, a ginormous blast that completely wrecks the fuzzy's first form. Not to be outdone, Mario uses the new spring bounce Ultra Boots ability to cause 17 points of damage. Not giving up, the monster grotesquely morphs into a grabber arm from any claw machine and tries to squeeze off our little heads. In return, I bulk up using Power Lift and finish it off with an empowered blast.
Explosions!
At long last, we make it to Poshley Heights, home to the richest of riches. I'll just take a dip. What the crap? crap! They have a shark? Even their public fountains are infested. Posh indeed. We stroll past the luxury suites, invade a couple of upscale vacation homes, and raid the pasta cart. Unfortunately for us, the sanctum that holds the crystal star is locked down. Luckily, Pennington owns the location, who's more than willing to let us in after saving his life from the fuzzies. But what is this? Beldam has beaten us to the punch and has stolen the crystal star. No! What's that, Pennington? That was a fake star? That's right. All I need to do is go through a hidden pipe to enter the painting in the back and approach the pedestal inside. Bada bing, bada boom, new star. Retracing my steps, I find an L emblem containing Luigi's clothes.
Oh God, I'm a Luigi. No.
And now the detective's right. I am Luigi. Back at Xavier's school, Tech warns Peach she needs to leave immediately. Only one problem. She's being held captive on the moon. Then out of nowhere, they're caught in the act by the X-Men, who shut down Tech for his betrayal. The computer fights long enough to send Mario the email of where Peach is located. And then he dies.
No resurrections this time.
Back to Bowser, he finds a crystal star at the Glitz pit. Who's gonna tell him? At the door, I raise another star, finally revealing the secret X-Men star base. And they've had a crystal star this whole time. While wondering how we'll get up there, I spring jump to bring down a chest which gives me the Ultra Hammer. In combat, it's used exactly like the Super Hammer, but deals more damage to the frontline enemy and their friends. Also, it can take out the stone reinforced blocks. Supposedly, there's a cannon through this pipe that can blast us to the moon. On the other side is Far Outpost, a place full of Russian bombs. Except for the Sisterhood, who are shivering because they forgot their jackets. Amateurs. Looking around, we find the cannon, though it's not as impressive as I thought. But when I talk with the locals, they say they don't have one.
Were you blinded by its majesty?
Nope, they're just being racist. And spill the beans to Bobbery right away. Apparently we need permission from one Gold Bob, and we need General White to operate it correctly. I know just where the General is. He's over, where'd he go? Well, a Koopa said he went to a deserted island. Okay, easy enough with my fast travel. But then the pirate says he went to a city in the sky. If I hurry, I'll catch him. The juice bartender tells me he went to a pretty good tree, where the Punies say he went somewhere dark. Come on, man. Where a dreary villager says he's back at the cannon? Ah! Are you kidding me? You know what? Let's reduce this backtracking. Just give me your permission, Gold Bob, so I can blast off. Now I can take revenge on this bomb that sleeps like a brick. Wake up, you fool! At last, I convinced the General to help out. Initiate launch sequence. 10. Release all internal safeties. 9. Open the doors and begin the lift process. 7. Warn all aerial agencies of encroachment on their airspace. Lift the Big Bob. 6. Prep all ground crews and firefighting personnel. 5. Babies free of the cradle. Enjoy the view. 4. Acquire target vector. Bring us to the moon. 3. Landing zone acquired. Prepping the refueling process. 2. Refueling commencing. Everyone on board. Just like the simulations, ladies and gents. Get it fueled. Move. 1. All systems green. Fire away. 0. They are away. Good luck, Toadpolo 12. Take us to the moon. You know, now that I think of it, this cannon launch wasn't the best idea.
Oh, that's gotta hurt!
I did beat Elon Musk to the moon. The gravity is lower, letting me jump higher, but how am I breathing? The lunar surface is covered in rock camouflaged enemies, Dark X drones, and cracked rocks that hide normal ways forward. One of these takes me to the background at X-Men Academy. I swiftly enter the lobby and am greeted by 2 dark X-Men. Nothing a Yoshi stampede won't solve. Delving deeper, I step into rooms with electrical floors, each with only one correct path through, and you'll know by the green light-up panels. Shockingly, I find an elevator key, bringing me 1 floor closer to the princess. In a sub-level, I run into X-scientists, before I act a little sus. I swear, I'm cleaning the vents, guys. Then we drop into the best Easter egg. Reject modernity. Return to 8-bit, my friends. While in this form, I read a daily passcode and how to turn on the power for something. I use Miss Mouse to distract the guards with her new Kiss Thief ability, fight the stronger versions of enemies that keep appearing, and mess around in Grotus's office to receive a heart security card. I jump for a cog, which I immediately use in a machine, then input the sequence in order to power on It's just a normal claw that would have stolen all my coins if I had to pay to play. Putting in the access code from earlier unlocks an electronic quiz show, where we are asked about the elevator key, Koops' relationship with Koopy-Koo, basic counting of enemy feet, what's inside Hooktail's belly, and last of all, who was Prince Mush. Our fabulous prize is the second elevator key, continuing our descent into madness. Poor Bobbery couldn't walk straight in the next electrified room, constantly being shocked. I enter Peach's room and oh baby, is Mario about to get some?
You sit on a throne of lies.
I didn't get lucky, but I got the club key. I trek through yet another shocking room where the safety map is on the wall and use all 4 security keys. And the payoff for all of this fighting and key retrieval? Yup, that's right. It's another key, leading us directly into Lord Crump's room, where he tells us our princess is in another castle before he transforms into Magnus von Grapple 2.0. Jumping right back in, I mess up my power bounce streak. Use the totally not broken Rally Wink ability from Goombella to give Mario a second turn, and then mess up a second power bounce. What is wrong with me? Crump has upgraded the cardboard robot with a drilling jump attack with pretty good damage. And of course, this action figure wouldn't be complete without rocket punches needing to charge. He won't get that chance because I execute the Arch Star power to kill off the
big, meaty claws!
Then bump up my strength and defenses with Power Lift. Cornered, Crump abducts the audience. Disclaimer, the audience was not harmed in the making of this fight. Then he fires them at Mario at full auto. Holy crap, this barrage is lasting forever. Literally 2 jumps later and the fight is already over. With a flash of light, Lord Crump is sent blasting off for good. Have a gold star, buddy. Back on Earth, oh, Bowser. Let him have his fun, guys. Man, of course Pennington would come in and ruin the Koopa King's fun and shatter the illusion. Oof, and then throwing Luigi under the bus like that? Meanwhile, the real Luigi finds Tech. The computer is barely alive and begs us to save Peach, who is being held at the Palace of Shadow. Sadly, we cannot save Tech, and he dies. Again, I think. Alongside the entirety of Xavier's mansion. Making it back to Rogueport, Professor Frankly tells us Grotus made it through the door. But how? He doesn't have any of the crystal stars. Frankly then demands that we don't dwaddle. Oh, but I'm about to dwaddle all over the place, dressed as Wario. There are star pieces to find outlined on the map. Merlevy's here to help too in exchange for a fee that tells me where they are, or Miss Mouse can just sniff them out for me. Most of them require a spin butt slam, and Mario will need surgery to fix what comes next. I'm about to spin and slam, spin and slam, and spin and slam, and spin and slam once again. Hey look, there's one of the missing shines. I only have to brave the caves of Keelhaul Bay for the other missing one, making my entire party ultimate level threats. For once, I come across not 1, but 2 pieces just lying around. Then spin and slam and spin and slam and spin. To pay for the medical bills, I go back to the Glitz Pits for the belt. But I have to start at rank 20 again? Each fight only gives me 1 XP. And what's stupid is they are all the same enemies, and we are so powerful we blitz through them. I thought Rockhawk would at least give me a challenge, but the champion went down in merely 2 turns. Once again, I claim my belt. Then butt back into spin and slam and spin and slam and spin, and I think you all get the picture. Mario definitely has a broken tailbone. On to another thing before the final confrontation, the trouble board. Some of them are silly short affairs, like hammering a mouse's head until he remembers something, but most require significant backtracking, so I will only highlight a select few. One required me to seek a Koopa Master of Sneaking, granting us a special card which opened up the plane game where you try to fly as far as possible. I get hired to do laundry. No, I am not kidding. Get asked by a Goomba to find him a girlfriend like Goombella.
I'm trying to find a girlfriend.
Goombella says we're already boyfriend and girlfriend. We are? I mean, yeah, we are. Oh, Mario, you lucky dog. Slide across a wall to find a wedding ring for the new Don Freddy and get rewarded with the gold card, unlocking a tube obstacle course time trial. I come across interesting items such as a golden leaf and a mystic egg while solving the troubles of the land. Impersonating a mailman, I deliver a magazine for a platinum card, allowing me to finally do laps on a Diddy Kong racing boat track. With the troubles out of the way, I relax with some shopping therapy to obtain missing badges. Go on a long scavenger hunt for hard to find or super well hidden power-ups to further my collection. And introducing the Pit of 100 Trials, aka post-game content. For now, we're just here to rescue a Toad. We'll be back here in the near future for the whole thing. The first time through rewards me with a silver card, starting the paper game Foot Race, a mode where giant fans try to blow you off and you can only resist their wins in 2D paper mode. I finished my preparations by cooking all the recipes, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the least interesting part of the game in my opinion, so I looked them up. Well, I'm about as ready as I can be. Now to combine the W and L emblems to present all the crystal stars to the door as Waluigi, cracking the walls and opening the Thousand Year seal to the Palace of Shadows. Here we go into the Residence of Evil.
Wow, what a mansion!
The stairs and halls are filled with bats. Golden bullet bills roam freely, and even the galleries are not safe. I proceeded blindly through the spike trap maze, then enjoyed some classic Mario platforming over flames. Encountering another army of the dead looking for a key from the dry bones, Goombella got absolutely hammered by a constant bony assault. Through the door, I found a Lost Woods style maze, where all of the paths look exactly the same. However, the only way forward is to follow the torches. Running into a couple of original chain chomps, I had the opportunity to show off the final star power Supernova, filling up the screen and then exploding. Moving on in the mansion, what the heck is that? Anywho, I go as far to the right as I can. Hooktail?
You're supposed to be dead!
Oh, Hooktail was your sister, and you're the older sibling Gloomtail. Well, that's not good. Initiate powerlifting sequence, and guard against the powerful poison dragon breath. Then I do what Mario does best. Jump, man, jump. Oh boy. Gloomtail is copying my hopping technique. This guy's attacks are strong enough that I have to use a mushroom to stay afloat. Oh no. Using his dragon powers, he gains +8 attack. I can't survive against that. Hoops, lay on me your shell shield ability to nullify the dragon's mega breath completely. One last jump on the nose lays Gloomtail to rest and rewards us with a star-shaped stone. Back where I found the chomps, I blow up their favorite statue, which clears open the paper boat docks, bringing me to an indoor tower, where I input the star stone, opening up 8 total puzzle rooms. I take a deep breath and enter a parlor with a hidden switch found by luck, a wall awaiting an explosive solution, a memory game where I had to squish enemies from the weakest to the strongest, a room with a hidden panel that needed to be blown away, an illusionary area where I get to act like I'm Kitty Pryde, a blocky dimension that I had to hammer away, and last, a jumping switching room. All that to open one secret basement. And what are you doing here, Professor Frankly? Ah, crap. You're telling me he teamed up with the Shadows, baiting us into opening the door for them?
It's been Agatha all along.
Actually, it was Dupless all along, throwing us into battle. Thinking quickly, I bulked up myself and John Cena to call forth the fury of the Stampede, twice to trample out those small fry bosses. Easy victory. Moving on down the stairs, I run into a plethora of simple puzzles slowly getting me through the palace. Entering the next room, I meet my next challenge, the discount Xavier, Rodus, who thought he could keep us back with 4 shielding drones. I gather up our strength and use Bobbery's Bombast to take out all 4 drones in one fell swoop. The X-Man responds with a weak Thundercast, but much like the Shadow Sisters, we grind him down easily in the assault. However, Rodus is not finished with his story, threatening to harm Peach if we take one step closer. He one-shots us while we are at our most vulnerable. You slimy son of a... For once, Bowser to the rescue. What? You have beef with me too now of all times? Well, it was nice while it lasted. It's time to bulk up, because in this boss fight, I didn't get to recover beforehand. But how much damage can he really do? Time to deploy the improved Star Aid power. This certainly won't come back to bite me. You're not cherry-picking the crystal stars that easy. Go home, you joke. Now that we've settled the score with Bowser, I see that Grodus is still making a getaway with Peaches. I catch up in the next room, which holds the tomb of the Shadow Queen. Grodus has already begun the ritual to bring the demon back. I can only watch in horror as the candles change to black flames, and the absolutely massive queen melts back into existence. I think we're gonna need a bigger crew for this. The Shadow sets her sights on Peach and possesses her body. Oh no, she's gone full emo! Brodus's plan was to control her to rule the world, but in a blink of an eye, Shadow Peach disintegrates his body. Idiot. To get back the princess, I'll need all the star power I can get, so Bobbery and I appeal to the crowd to refuel. I'm sorry, darling, but this is for your own good. I used the try and true jump method, and don't take damage from the pointy crown due to preparing with the spike shield badge. But she powers up. Something big is coming, just like we practiced. Power lift! Oh, crud. The queen decides to reveal her true form. Yeah, why don't you make yourself a bigger target, why don't you? Bobbery, we can still do this! Oh no, she's completely explosive-proof and jump-proof. She toys with us, casting lightning from her eyes. I try to squeeze out as much star power as possible from the crowd, and the queen starts siphoning my health. Is this one of those story battles you're supposed to lose? Suspecting this is part of the game, I let her kill me, and... maybe I was supposed to agree to be her servant. Nope. Note to self, serving Goth Peach causes a game over. I fight my way back to the second phase and figure out I just had to plainly attack both of her hands to trigger the next sequence of events. But it still looks like we're in trouble. Not if the stars have anything to say about it. Koopas of Petalburg, Punies of the Great Tree, Sisterhood of the Keel Hall Keys, Bombs of Far Outpost, and most importantly, Peach, lend me your strength! With the world on our side, my HP, flower, and star power have been replenished. Come on, John Cena. Let's give it everything we've got. Trample all over this false queen with the Yoshi Stampede. You can try your old tactics, even a weak Shadow Stampede in return. But I have the items I never use in case I need them. And the Yoshi hurt to destroy you. Again, John, she's almost done for. I will never bow before you. Give me back Peach. The shadows begin to fade, freeing the princess from the demon's embrace. Thank you for hanging in there, Your Highness. I think we need a vacation. On the day of our departure, Vivian almost admits that she loves us, and Goombella admits she has the hots for us too. Mario, you sly dog. My time in Rogueport isn't over yet, though. After all, the reigning champion can't defend his title against Prince Mush while on vacation. Bring it on, short stuff. I mean, you're Toad. How hard can you be? Dang, his defense is high. The prince switches his stance, whatever that means. And holy moly, his attack damage is ridiculous as well. Come on out, Bobbery. Let's give this fool a blast from the past. He resists explosives? Okay, let's set up a counter with Bobbery instead. With a flurry of attacks where he kicks from the air hovering above the ground, the Mush breaks right through Bobbery. Why aren't you countering? John Cena, get in here. Normally I'd stampede, but in his jumping stance, Mush can only take damage from jumping attacks. Then I call forth the Yoshis when he's in his sliding stance, where he can only be hit by ground damage. We got this. He only has 36 HP left. Are you freaking kidding me? He knows how to go Super Saiyan, and now he's completely invincible? That's just not fair. Prince Mush then completely annihilated me with a barrage of devastating blows. Roll attempt number 2. Maybe if I hide us with Vivian, I can wait out this extreme power boost. No! That just baits him into making clones of himself. And just like that, he takes me down again. Desperate, I ask Goombella for a weakness, and am told a super guard might help. Easier said than done. I only have one frame to pull off a super guard against the one-hit move. How many times am I going to fail? Oh my gosh, I did it on the 3rd try! And now his defenses are down! Hasta la vista, baby! Oh no, I didn't kill him! Does that mean I have to pull off another super guard this very battle? I can't do that! I'm 32 years old! It isn't possible! Let's freaking go! We've done it, folks! For winning that exhibition, Prince Mush gives us his belt as a token of our new friendship. There are still 2 bosses remaining though, both down at the very bottom of the pit of 100 trials. A gauntlet of defeating enemies on each floor, which gets progressively more difficult the lower you go. Side note, on floor 50 I had to clean some graffiti for a trouble. That's one way to do it, Bobbery. And that completed all the trouble requests. Back to the pit. I reached level 30 and became a superstar, drawing in the maximum crowd. I managed to get through level 99 and reach the original true final boss, Bonetail, the oldest sister of the dragons. And of course, I forgot to replenish my stats before this battle. To be honest though, it was a pretty normal fight. Bonetail didn't bring many different moves from her siblings. Besides status ailment inducing breath I resisted with the Feeling Fine badge, and a random self-healing move. She just has a ridiculous amount of HP. I only had to use one healing item this whole match, though I lost Goombella. I didn't want to waste a healing item on her because that's what the other partners are for. All in all, it was a simple victory against Bonetail. And the rewards are 999 coins and a single star point for XP? That's it. Thankfully, I also received the very last badge in the end, finishing my collection, and am given the badge trophy. But I'm still not done yet. I need to whack this mole at Keel Hall Key. No, seriously. I have to keep slamming it until it stops appearing on the shore. Then about an hour later, I get an email warning me not to go near the pit of 100 trials. I of course don't listen and save some time by paying this puny for a shortcut to the 50th floor, eventually dropping down to level 100 once again, where the most devastating true final boss of this game awaits, the Whacka. Let's do this. This is going to be the most intense battle of all, so I have to play my cards right. Okay, Goombella, get that last tattle in the game for completion. Now it's my turn. I may have been a little overprepared. You see, I earned so much money from my last run of the pit that I exchanged the cash for Piantas, which I then used to buy Power Rush badges back at the arcade, for a total of 9 along with some other buffs. I then cooked up some trial stew to bring my HP down to 1, activating +2 attack power for each badge while being under 5 hit points. That's how I was able to do this. Otherwise, the Whacka would consume the bumps for healing or chuck them at us for major damage. All that matters is I got a gold Whacka bump, a tattle trophy for collecting all enemy info, and a gold medal proving I've 100%ed Paper Mario the 1000 Year Door. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet. It's the least you can do for the grind I went through. You all have a good one. Thanks.